You ready?
Sure.
Okay, so today I'm here with my husband, Rhett. We're going to talk about Food and Wine Festival. Okay, so we've both made a top 10 list of things that we are most looking forward to trying at this year's festival. Some of it will be things we've already tried before that we're excited to try again. And then I think some of the things on the list are going to be new things. So we're just going to kind of talk about what we're excited about, and maybe you guys will get some ideas of what you want to try at the festival as well. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is go back and forth. We're going to start at 10, and then like I'll do my 10, he'll do his 10, and then we'll work our way up to number 1. And this is a little tricky because our baby's asleep, and if she wakes up, we're going to have to take a break. And also we have a dog here that's clickety-clacketing, so just forgive those little things. But, okay, so do you want to start or do you want me to start?
You start.
Okay, so I'm going to start. We're trying not to look at each other's lists. I'm being good. Okay, so my first thing, which is actually my 10th thing, is the korma chicken with cucumber tomato salad, almonds, cashews, and warm naan bread, which is from India. So I really like Indian food. Chipper's trying to get in our lap. Just let him get in your lap. I really like Indian food, and I've had this before and enjoyed it. So I'm obviously going to get it again because I really liked it. I can't remember the rating I gave it last year. I know that the first time I tried it, it was really, really, really good. Last year was not quite as good. It was a little soupy for my taste. So I'm hoping it's back to what it was the first time I tried it. And also at the India booth is the mango lassi, and it's so good. I get the non-alcoholic version, which is so much cheaper and also just really delicious. So I will get those two things combined. See, I slipped 2 into 1 there. Sorry.
All right, yeah.
I'm cheating.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so my number 10 is the Canadian cheddar cheese and bacon soup with pretzel roll from the Canada booth. Yes, it's a classic, always good. I think that we've had it pretty much every year that we've been, so. And you know, it's very simple, but it's great.
Yeah, I don't get as excited about the stuff at the Canada booth as everybody else does, like the steak.
Yeah, the steak and stuff gets boring after you've had it a couple times, but the soup is really good.
It is really good. I honestly, I think I just skipped over the Canada booth when I was looking for stuff. Okay, so my number 9 is the smoked corned beef with crispy potatoes, cheese curds, pickled onions, and beer cheese fondue, which is from the Flavors from Fire. I've gotten this the last 2 years. I looked back at my notes, and both years said, this was disappointing. But I'm still excited to try it because I really like corned beef. So I'm hoping that the corned beef will be a hit this year, and it will be good because I really like everything about this. Also, it's a little different. I looked at what it was last year. It's a little different. Mainly the cheeses. I don't think it had cheese curds last year. I think it was another type of cheese. So I think it'll be a little different, and hopefully will be as good as it sounds. Okay. Did I say that? That's from Flavors from Fire.
Yeah, you said that.
Okay, sorry.
All right, number 9 for me is the red hot spicy Thai curry beef with steamed rice from Thailand. When I was originally looking over the list, I couldn't remember if we've had that before, but I thought, hey, I love spicy things. I love beef. I love rice.
Yeah.
Ticks all the boxes. Look back at some of your trip reports. We have definitely had it at least twice.
Definitely.
And we liked it. I don't know that you gave it your top rating, but I think it was pretty good. So I'm looking forward to that. And curry, I guess, also not bad. So it seems good. I believe that one of the things that you said, I don't remember if it was last year or the year before last, was that the beef wasn't very good.
Yeah.
I don't remember that specifically, but hopefully we won't have
I'm
that
kind of
problem
weird
again.
about that. If the beef is like not good quality, it kind of ruins it for me.
Yeah, it's easy to get some gristle and stuff. In those
low
thin
quality
pieces, so.
thin beef.
Yeah.
But we've gotten some beef here at home that like was pretty cheap that was really good, so it's doable. Okay, my number 8 is the Steakhouse Blended Burger, and this is kind of a long description, but it makes it sound so good. Blended beef and mushroom slider with brie cheese fondue, arugula, and a truffle and blue cheese potato chip on a brioche bun. and it's at Flavors from Fire as well. Last year, this burger was at Earth Eats, and I gave it a 10 out of 10. And made a note in my trip report that I wish that they had a full-size version of this, so clearly I loved it. And I actually do remember eating this and really loving it. And last year it was also, you could get the Impossible Burger with it, or not with it, it was a separate item, but they were at the same booth. And we got both, and this far and away was better. I mean, if you're a vegetarian, the Impossible Burger would be great, but we're not, so it just wasn't as good.
I don't remember this thing having all that stuff on it before.
Yeah.
Did it have all these toppings?
I think it did.
I mean, your picture didn't look very, I mean, you could just kind of see the patty. There wasn't a whole lot of stuff on top, but you just listed like 15 things. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty much the same, but okay. Yeah, the arugula, I don't love arugula, but usually if it's covered up with other flavors, it's fine. I found it to be bitter, but that's okay. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
All right. My number 8 is the maple bourbon cheesecake with maple bourbon cream, caramel, and pecan crunch. That's at the Cheese Studio. This just hits so many high points for me when it comes to desserts.
I thought this was on my list, but it's not.
It's cheesecake? Really?
Yeah.
I mean, cheesecake's great. Maple's great. Caramel's great. Pecan's great. And then you got bourbon as a bonus. I have a note that it was there last year, but I didn't remember it. But that was before I went back and looked at your trip report. And now that you're telling me it's not on your list, I'm very surprised because you gave it a 10 out of 10 and said that may have been your favorite thing at the show.
I can't believe it's
So I cannot believe that you don't have that on your list. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, especially now that I read that we really, really liked it. So
well, there were 2 cheesecakes last year, and I tried the first one. I tried was the wrong one. Like I wanted the maple bourbon one.
Well, the first one was at a different booth.
Yeah, and it was like had some kind of like macadamia nuts or something on it, and it was fine. But the maple bourbon one, I remember, I really loved it. I don't know why it's not on my list. Okay, my next one. Now I feel like I want to add that to my list. Well, it's too late.
That can be your
it's my bonus.
Honorable mention.
Yeah, honorable mention. Okay, my number 6 is the duck do you say confit or confit?
It doesn't matter to me.
Duck confit poutine with fig demi sauce and brie cheese fondue, and this is at the refreshment port, which I believe is going to be the one to the right when you first walk into the World Showcase. It's kind of right before you get to the Canada Pavilion. There's 2 similar things like that are always there and always have food, but they serve special things during the festival. We have never tried the poutine at World Showcase at this place. They always have like a traditional and then something else, but I've always wanted to, and this sounds really good to me. I really like fig anything. Obviously I was craving figs when I made my list because there's maybe one more thing on here with fig involved, but yeah, so fig sauce, brie cheese fondue sounds good. I do think it's weird that it doesn't have curds, so we'll see how that is. I've only had poutine like twice, so I don't have like a huge standard for what I'm expecting, so I'll probably like it, and I love duck, so yeah.
All right,
that's all I have.
Number 7 on my list is the warm chocolate pudding with Irish cream liqueur custard from Ireland. This is another one that's we get pretty much every year. It's again fairly simple, but it's fantastic, and really, really, really look forward to that every year.
Yeah, it's really good. The chocolate.
Not a lot more to say about it, but
you can't go wrong with chocolate. Yeah. So
the portions are a little small for what you get. You always need more of that stuff. But
do you remember it being bigger the first year?
No, I remember it being smaller the first year.
Oh, I remember it being like a pretty good size one year, and every other year it's been like seriously.
Yeah, maybe I'm backward.
That big.
But yeah, it's pretty small.
It's teeny tiny.
Yeah.
And it's like $4, so you'd think it would be bigger, but and also we don't have the prices for these things. Once the prices come out, I may add the list in the description and give you guys the prices so that you'll know, just to know what to expect. Or I can just link to a website that has all the prices and you can look them up. But okay, so my next one is the Kenyan Coffee Barbecue Beef Tenderloin with sweet potato and corn mealy pap and kachumbari slaw. It's from Africa, and I think I usually like stuff at Africa. I'm not sure. I feel like last year I wasn't crazy about what they had, but this sounds really good to me. And it's one of 2 Kenyan dishes, so I guess they're going heavy on the Kenya this year. I imagine like throughout the continent, there's probably not a huge difference in the, what do you call that? palate, or I don't know, whatever they eat there. But apparently these are Kenyan things. And both of the Kenyan dishes sounded good, but this one has tenderloin in it, so it kind of edged out the other one. I think the other one's vegan. Yeah, I have a note here. It's vegan. So obviously I'm choosing the meat option. So it's just who I am. And I'm hoping the slaw is good. I really like slaw, so that I always like to get stuff with slaw on it.
All right.
Okay.
All right, next for me is chocolate picante. It is a dark chocolate mousse with cayenne pepper, paprika, and mango lime compote. That is from Flavors from Fire. Chocolate and pepper is always interesting to me. Not always good, but there's something about spicy chocolate that just always tempts me. It has been around a couple years. I don't remember it, and I don't know that I saw that in any of your trip reports when I was reviewing it. So I don't know that we've had this before.
Here's the problem: Flavors from Fire is always really good, and we always want to try everything.
Yeah.
But like we get to a certain point and we can't eat anymore. So sometimes we'll be like, okay, we're gonna come back, and then we don't. So I think that was one of the things we wanted to get last year, and we didn't go back. I was also Chipper's about to knock my light over. I was also quite pregnant last year, so we did a lot more hanging out in the room than normal.
Sure. Yeah.
So that might be why we missed it. But
I will say the one thing about this that I'm a little bit cautious about is the mango lime compote. Lime is fine. I don't necessarily love mango, and when you start mixing fruits with my chocolate, then things can get sideways pretty quick. So we'll see how it goes, but it sounds interesting, and I'm looking forward to trying it.
My next one is also from Flavors from Fire. So I think after this one, we have covered all of the dishes offered at Flavors from Fire. So I think it's safe to say that's our favorite. And it's only like 1 or 2 years old, I believe. It's fairly new.
I don't remember when it showed up.
They started adding more stuff in the Future World area just over the last few years. So my number 5 is the charred chimichurri skirt steak on a smoked corn cake with pickled vegetable slaw and cilantro aioli. Slaw again. I love slaw. And I like pickled stuff, so I just put on here that everything sounds amazing. I'm not sure about skirt steak. Is that going to be tough?
Any kind of steak can be tough.
Yeah.
You would hope that it's not, but
yeah. I don't know anything about skirt steak, but I like tender steak, so we'll see. I know it's not going to be like filet quality, but so that's the end. Let's actually take a break. We're going to take a quick break. We have some bacon in the oven that we're going to make BLTs with, and we need to make sure it doesn't burn because we don't have any backup bacon. So, okay, we're going to be right back. Okay, so we're back. We're fed and we're ready to finish our list. We left off, I did my number 5, and Rhett's going to pick up with his number 5.
All right. My number 5 is braised beef stroganoff with tiny egg noodles, wild mushrooms, and garlic and fine herbs cheese sauce from the Cheese Studio. This is another one of those things that just ticks a lot of boxes for me. Beef, egg noodles, mushrooms, garlic, and cheese. What's not to like about all that? But this is also another one that I went back and found that we had eaten before via your trip reports.
I remember that one.
Yeah, well, seeing it triggered the memory, and I remember really, really liking it in the past. So
I don't think I liked it.
Good, oh yeah?
Did I?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I feel like I remember thinking
it was, you get, like, your minimum rating is a 6 out of 10, so it's hard to tell what you like.
I'm very generous.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
So
it was beef stroganoff?
Yep.
Yeah. That does sound good. I feel like the egg noodles is what threw me off. Like, they're weird.
They were very small. It says tiny, and they're like almost
like,
rice-like.
Yeah, it's like not rice,
very,
but
very small.
Rice. It's weird.
It's
anyway.
similar to like farro, really.
Yeah, but not as nutty. Okay, my number 4 is the blueberry and almond frangipane tart with creme fraiche. I do not know how to pronounce these things. I'm sorry. Cream and blue diamond almonds from the Alps, which is a new booth.
Yeah.
I guess they didn't do the blue diamond booth again, and they've kind of like split up those blue diamond dishes into like 3 or 4 different booths. So this was one of the ones that has a blue diamond dish. I wonder where it's gonna be. I guess we haven't seen a map yet.
No,
The blue diamond one was like right when you walk in to the right, like
right.
past Hawaii.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I don't remember seeing. They were the ones that had all the really, really cool ice cream things and stuff in the past. I don't remember seeing any of that on the list for this year.
Banana soft serve.
Yeah.
Or something.
Huh. So I guess maybe that stuff's just not there. I don't remember seeing it. But.
I guess not. So yeah, but I recognize the frangipane from the Great British Bake Off, so I'm just interested to try it. And I feel like there was maybe something at the Festival of the Arts that has that in it, or it's like that kind of. I don't know if it's like an ingredient or the way that it's cooked or what, but I probably should have researched that.
Maybe.
But I also love the creme fraiche, we've used it before. We used to get Blue Apron and HelloFresh every once in a while, and we've used that before, and it's really good. So, and actually, I think I can buy it here. We have like a fancy Kroger now, and I'm pretty sure they have it. So we've used it before, and I like it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying a new dessert this year.
All right. Number 4 for me is jerk spiced chicken with roasted sweet plantain salad and mango chutney yogurt from Islands of the Caribbean. This may be what convinced me that I like jerk spices. I remember eating this in the past and had no real feelings towards jerk chicken. And I do remember, I think last year, this may be technically the same dish, but last year it was a lollipop, which is pretty much just a chicken leg that they strip the meat upward on so that the bone is exposed.
I do not remember that.
Yeah. So we had that. It was in one of your trip reports.
Oh.
I'm only here for the chicken. I don't really care for the plantain or the mango chutney yogurt.
I'll eat that.
But jerk spice chicken
yeah.
is good. So I'm looking forward to trying that again.
This is one of the ones that I told you I almost added after I watched the Tim Tracker and Jen. They did a video. They went to the media preview for Food and Wine Festival, and this was one of the ones they reviewed, and I almost added it to my list.
Oh, okay.
Because of their review of it and like just seeing it. It looked good.
So good choice, huh?
Yeah. I'm gonna, and I'll eat the mango chutney stuff.
Yeah, you can
for you. The chutney. Okay, my number 3 is black pepper boursin souffle with fig marmalade. This is at the Cheese Studio. Apparently, we're gonna enjoy the Cheese Studio as well. Again, fig. I like fig. We have these fig preserves that I get sometimes, and they're so good. So
but it's better than normal fig stuff. That stuff is highly sweetened, and normally fig is not very sweet.
Well, I may be disappointed then.
Yeah.
But and yeah, okay. I have a note. Also, gonna get the maple bourbon cheesecake here, as it was my favorite dessert last year.
So you noted that it was your favorite and didn't put it on the top 10 list.
I don't know why. I think it was an afterthought. Like I forgot about it until I saw it in my trip report. Okay. Well, yeah. But I'm looking forward to trying the souffle thing. I looked it up. The souffle is that's like the way that it's prepared. But yeah, I don't really know anything about souffle, so.
You can yell at them and they fall flat. That's what I know from cartoons.
What?
You've never seen that before?
No.
Yeah. Like in cartoons and stuff, you have to be very quiet when you're fixing a souffle, or it'll fall flat in the oven.
I've never heard of that before.
I'm pretty sure it's a souffle. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong and making an idiot of myself, but.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I haven't watched cartoons in a few years, so.
Oh, yeah. All right, number 3 for me is the loaded macaroni and cheese with pepper, bacon, cheddar, and leeks from Active Eats this year.
Wait, leeks? Did it have leeks in it last year?
I don't remember. I don't know. But this year it's at Active Eats. It was introduced at Farm Fresh in 2015. And I don't know how long that booth was around. It might have been Active Eats last year, too. I don't remember.
I think it was.
I think this is one that you had heard a lot about leading up to our first time trying it in 2015 before we went, and everybody was raving about it, and we agreed. It was instant favorite for me. I think you enjoyed it too.
And it's spicy. It's actually spicy.
It is a little spicy.
Sometimes
the pepper bacon is pretty peppery.
Yeah.
But this is another one of the things that I look forward to every year.
I feel like sometimes when they say spicy, it's not really spicy, but this stuff was actually spicy. Can we back up? Did you say 2015?
Yes.
Babe, we went here in 2012. That's when we got married.
No, this was introduced in 2015.
Oh, it was introduced. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like that was the first time we went.
No,
back it
that's
up
the first
3
time
years.
this stuff showed up, at least since we've been going.
I gotcha. Okay, my number 2 is, I'm a little cautious, but I'm optimistic. Ravioli carbonara. Parmesan and pecorino ravioli, egg yolk, cream, and bacon from Italy. Okay. Italy, historically, since we've been going, has been disappointing. I feel like.
Yeah, that actually sounds really good. And I kind of skipped over Italy because of that.
I know. So, Italian food, I went to Italy a couple years ago. Italian food is like not as good as everybody acts like it is. Like, it's fine. But there's like, tomatoes are a little bland sometimes unless you add stuff to it. And I feel like a lot of Italian food is just super tomatoey and bland. But there are some Italian dishes that are super good, and the dishes at the Flower and Garden this year were actually really good. I only tried one of them, I'll be clear. But that one was super good, and I had heard good things about all the rest of them. So I have high hopes for the Italy booth this year at Food and Wine. I'm hoping that it is better than it has been in the past. And I like carbonara. That was actually my favorite dish when I went to Italy, was a carbonara dish that I had. It was just like spaghetti, I think, but it was really good.
And to be clear, I don't think that we are necessarily saying that the Italy booth has been bad in the past. It's just been boring, and we don't normally feel compelled to try.
Really expensive. Like, their dishes are usually the most expensive, and then like you get them thinking, okay, this is going to be the best, and then they're not. So
I think maybe the only time that we've really tried anything there is the one year, which I don't remember what year it was, but the year that we made it our goal to make it all the way around and try something at every booth. So that was the one
I think that was 2 years ago.
Yeah. So we tried something there.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't marvelous.
Ravioli.
Yeah.
And it's like you pay $7 and there's like one ravioli, which this is a ravioli. So we'll see. Okay.
All right. Number 2 for me is the venison stew with crushed potatoes. That is also at the Alps, which is a new booth this year. I saw some pictures of it, and it looks like it's just meat with some gravy on a bed of potatoes. And it's hard to make that bad, but it's a good combo. Yeah, I love venison.
I mean, I do too, but it has to be done right.
Yeah, but I feel like surely they will have it right here. I mean, if you have it yourself, it can be a little gamey, it can be a little wild, but generally when you get it somewhere that's preparing it, it's...
Yeah,
they do it correctly, and it doesn't have that to it.
We'll see.
But I mean, venison is really good, lean, meat. There's generally no risk of gristle or fattiness in there, and it's just a nice, lean but tender piece of meat.
Yeah.
But the picture looked really good, sounds really good. So that's one of the things, because it's new mostly, that I'm most excited for, because we haven't tried it before, and it looks really good.
And that's another one from the Alps, so I guess we're going to be eating a lot of things from... I feel like there's three booths that we've kind of been heavy on.
Yeah.
The Cheese Studio, the Alps, and Flavors from Fire. Okay, are we ready for my number 1? I have a feeling Rhett knows exactly what it is. Do you have a guess? What is it?
No. It's the hummus fries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because looking at the trip report from, I believe, last year, you ate that twice.
Yeah, I did.
And we don't normally eat things twice. So, I know that you rave about those every year. So,
and then what's funny is you can get them at the, what's that restaurant? Spice Road Table. You can get the hummus fries there. So,
really?
Like, it's not even that special. Yeah.
Why don't we do that more often then when we're there?
Because it's a restaurant. We don't go, it's like a sit-down restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so my number 1 is the spicy hummus fries with cucumber, tomatoes, onions, tzatziki, and chipotle sauce from Morocco. This has been my favorite the past 2 years. Totally depends on the balance of the toppings. Like, if there's not enough topping and not enough sauce, it's not as good. So it has to have just the right amount of the cucumbers and tomatoes, and then the sauce. And I'm a little wary about the addition of chipotle. That sounds weird.
Seems odd. That's not a typical
Moroccan.
Moroccan.
I mean, I guess it's a pepper, so it probably is used everywhere. But like, I associate chipotle peppers with like Mexican food or like South American foods.
They're kind of a smoky pepper, and I don't feel like you generally have much of a smoky flavor with this kind of food. But
and like the cucumbers and tomatoes are usually, and this tzatziki sauce is like a fresh. It's like a you got the fried food and then the fresh topping, and it goes really well together. So the chipotle, I don't know, but I can ask for it without the sauce probably if I don't like it. So yeah, that's my number 1.
All right. Well, number 1 for me is the lamb meatball with spicy tomato chutney from New Zealand, and that is what I would say if they didn't take my baby away from me. So this is, we learned when the menus came out as I was scouring them, and generally I don't really look for things that I have liked in the past. I'm just looking for, new things like that. But I noticed, as I got to the end, I didn't see the lamb meatball. And so I went back through the thing, and the New Zealand booth is just completely gone this year.
Yeah.
And that's a bummer, because that was the one thing that was my thing. Generally you wouldn't even eat it. That would be all mine.
I just let him have it.
And that's the one. I think that's the one thing, the only thing that I have had every year from 2012 through 2018, since we've been going to the Food and Wine Festival every year.
Yeah.
So really sad to see it go.
We need to have a moment of silence.
Yeah, maybe. But it was.
That doesn't work for video.
It was really good. It was really good, and I'm sad that it's gone. But
it was good. I like the tomato chutney with it too.
Yeah, I mean it was just really, really.
And it was served over like a little kind of a bread.
Yeah, it was like a little bread, little cake thing. I loved it, but anyway, since that's not actually going to be there, my real number one is Liquid Nitro Chocolate Almond Truffle with Warm Whiskey Caramel. That's at the Chocolate Studio. This is another one that was introduced in 2015 at the Chew Lab, and I believe you. There you go. I believe you said something about this in one of your earlier trip reports, that the first time we had it, I really enjoyed it. You didn't so much, because it was really hard to eat. It was really hard,
it was very hard
all the way through. Very, very frozen. It has improved, I think, the last couple of years. It's been fantastic. Kind of a hard outer shell, but very easy to break through with the plastic utensils. And then, the inside is just very, very creamy. And I think this is the best dessert at the show. We've eaten it every year since it was introduced. And this may be my new lamb meatball. So, this is the one thing. If I had to choose one thing and one thing only from the show, I think it would be this.
Yeah, that's me with the hummus fries.
Yeah. So this is definitely my number one, and it is my new must-have every year.
And I will say, with all of these things, like, they're producing so many all day long, and it's different people doing it. So you may have it, this day, and it's like amazing, and then come back the next day and have it, and it's like, oh, that's different. That's not as good. So I feel like that's what happened with that liquid nitro thing. The first time we got it, like whoever did it, like left it freezing too long, something like that. So we got a bad one, and then we didn't know that it was so good. So if you try something and it's like disappointing, maybe, revisit it if it really does sound like something that you would like. Don't like write it off the first time that you have it. And also the Brazilian cheese bread was the same way.
Yeah.
That didn't make it on my list, but like the first time we had it, I was like, what the heck is this? Why does everybody love this? It's gross.
It was bad. Really, really bad.
And then we had them again last year after like a several year, gap, wondering why the heck everybody loves these cheese breads. And last year it was really good. So
really good to you.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Oh, I really liked them.
Bread and cheese is a little plain. I like a little sauce with mine, and they don't serve anything. It's just 2 pieces of bread with cheese in them.
Yeah,
but it was much better than the first time we tried it.
So I'm glad we gave it another.
So what about the charcuterie in a cone? Is that still around?
Yes.
The charcuterie.
In a cone.
That was one that you heard a lot of good things from, right? We tried it and was like, looks like you just went to the supermarket and bought like a lunch meat tray and dumped it in a cone.
Scooped it in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, it was
buffet.
Not great, but hey, maybe we just had a.
Here's my thing though. I don't gravitate towards charcuterie anyway, so I don't even know why I thought I would like that.
No.
It was probably fine. It was really photogenic. I did it for the gram. It was also expensive, so I will not be trying that one again. So. I guess that's all we have. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, drop it in the comments, and I think we'll probably do a follow-up video, as long as you didn't hate this too much, and talk about what our favorites ended up being, because I'm sure we'll try a lot more than this. Generally, when we go to Disney for our annual fall trip, which is kind of a celebration of our wedding, our anniversary, we've gone every year since then, except for one. We will go to Epcot just about every day, because this is kind of the biggest draw for us. So, and we have to go 4 times so that we can get our little coasters. So, yeah, we will probably try a lot more than what we've listed here, and we'll report back and let you guys know. And we're going in October, so there will still be like a month left of the festival for you to go back and try some things. So, hope you guys enjoyed this, and let's all thank Rhett for joining us and being a good sport. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.